Welcome back, everyone. Today we have another dream analysis video. This dream is quite interesting because it gave me my political beliefs. Can you believe that? A single dream somehow gave to me where I think I should place myself politically. Now, you'll understand why that's true by the end of this video, hopefully. This is also the simplest dream I've ever had in my life. So the elements of it are very basic. There's only a couple things that happen in the dream, but I think it's a very powerful and impactful dream. I think it's a universal dream. So you guys can share in the comments if you guys have had any dreams that are similar. I can almost guarantee there will be some. And I always reference back to Marie-Louise von Franz, one of Jung's students, when she said, it's almost impossible for individuals to analyze their own dreams because they reveal to us the parts of our mind that are unconscious and unknown. So it's almost impossible for us to analyze them. So I tend to pick dreams that I know that I can analyze, ones that I feel pretty certain that I know the meaning of. Now, if I don't know the meaning of a dream and I share it, I will tell you guys I don't know the meaning of this part, and you guys can help fill me in because you guys might know better than me. And like I said, as always, if you guys ever want to share your dreams on this channel and want me to analyze them here, I would gladly do that. Just be careful because you never know what they expose about yourself. But like I said, our dreams come from the collective unconscious at the end of the day, so I think they're pretty universal. If you have an intense dream, odds are other people are having very similar dreams. They'll manifest themselves in unique ways to you because they eventually bubble up from the collective unconscious through your personal unconscious, and that's kind of the dreams that you have when you fall asleep. So this dream I had, oh boy, I don't know how many times, quite a few times. It's a repetitive dream that I've had. I haven't had it any times recently, but it's very simple. So there's a void. Always starts with a void, right? Complete void though. Up, down, sideways, any way I look, complete black. Can't even tell any sense of direction. I just know that I'm in the void. And there's a rope that hangs downwards. So now I have some sort of sense of direction. There's a rope that hangs down from above. I know that it's coming down from above because it's not coming from my feet. For some reason, I'm orientated this way and the rope's coming straight down from above me, and it seems to drop down pretty low. I don't know how far it goes down. It's hard to tell. I'm in a void. So I hang onto this rope, two hands clutched, because I think that I'm going to fall down if I don't. And I will fall down. As soon as I let go of the rope a little bit, I start to slip down. So I hang on to that rope. And then I start to step. I start to feel my way out in front of me with my feet. And one of my feet hits a tile. A white tile lights up underneath my foot. And I go, okay, that's solid ground. I can step on that. I feel the weight underneath my feet. I feel, okay, that's not going anywhere. That's solid ground. I take my other foot, start stepping around. Okay, there's another white tile. Found another white tile. I step on that. I feel around again, find another one, and I keep finding these white tiles, and I start walking forward. Start to find a little bit of momentum. And then I put one hand on the rope. I'm still walking, still feeling fine. This is where I feel probably the most safe. And then I start to let go of the rope and just keep walking. And then I step and there's no tile and I almost fall. And I have to catch myself and I go, whoa, there wasn't a tile there and I thought there was. I stepped out and there was no tile. So I have to grab the rope again and go, okay, I'm never going to let go of this rope because if I do, I'm going to fall. So I keep stepping out. And this is the dream that I keep having. Sometimes I fall. Sometimes I forget about the rope and I just fall into the abyss and I wake up. Other times I hold on to the rope and I start running and I really find solid ground under my feet and the tiles just keep lighting up. And other times, I'm just scared and I'm just holding on to the rope the whole time, scared to take any steps. So that's the dream. That's the entirety of it. How does that relate to anything political, you might be saying? Well, here's how I pull that dream apart. Well, I would like to think of the abyss as liberalism, as uncertainty, where new ideas come from. The people who are more liberal are usually higher in trade openness because they're receptive to new ideas. That's kind of what liberalism is. It's pulling new ideas in to take apart the old ones, the old corroded ones, the ones that have become callous and are decaying. You need to pull in new ideas to keep the thing new and alive and rejuvenated. Right? This goes through all of our mythology, all of our religion. This has been detailed out. So you have liberalism, right? I don't mean to say that liberalism is chaotic and void, which it can be in some ways. Liberals tend to be more chaotic than conservatives on average. Again, it's not for every single person, but so we have this landscape of liberalism where all the ideas are, all the new ideas, the unknown underneath me. The rope I see as conservatism. It's aiming upwards, so hopefully it's aimed towards what's good. Hopefully it's coming down. I could see that almost as religion coming down to myself. So maybe the rope is religion, but I've also seen it as conservatism, and it's kind of the safety net. It's what we know is true, what we know we have a grip on. We know that that's there. We know that if we hang on to the rope, we're fine. We're not going to fall. But you can't just hang on to the rope, because then your arms get tired, your hands start to bleed as you start to slip down it. You can't just hang on to the rope. And I think that that's symbolizing that you can't just be conservative. You can't just hang on to conservative values. You can't just do that. You have to be looking out for new things to pull in. So I think the tiles are that. I think the tiles are the things that work. That's the new things that are figured out that work, that are fully compatible with the conservative outlook, that go with what we've built before. They match up with it, and it's solid ground. Sometimes when I step, there isn't any solid ground, and I think that that's taking a stab at a liberal idea that doesn't work. That might seem like it works. It seems like there's a step there, but you step and there's no grounding. It doesn't fit with what we had before. Now, again, depending on how you view things, you could see that as communism, right? You could see that as, this seems like a rational step. It seems like there should be a tile here, right? Spreading everything out to everybody. Everybody gets equal opportunity, but then it becomes equal outcome, and then things start to get distorted. And then you see how communism actually has taken place in the world. You see the reality of it, all the people who have died. And then you see that there's actually no grounding there. It doesn't connect to what we had before. So the plate drops out. So it seems like a good idea in theory, but in reality it drops out. Now again, I don't want to upset any communists here. I truly want everybody to watch this video regardless of your political beliefs, but that's how I would see it. I would see communism as kind of a failed liberal idea, whereas there's other liberal ideas that we step on and we go, okay, this is good. We actually need this one. And communism, it's not as black and white as that. It's kind of like postmodernism where, there's positive aspects of it, but overall I would say that it's kind of a failed piece. It's probably a tile that would fall. But again, you can't just throw postmodernism out. Like, you kind of need it. So yeah, it's not black and white, but that's kind of how I see it. So to give you guys another example, there's a famous picture of a man who's looking out. He's kind of on the worldly terrace, and he's kind of looking out past the dome, out into the abyss, out into the unknown, into the extraterrestrial, looking into the heavenly. So this is obviously seen as a religious image, or sometimes an alchemical image. But I'm going to take this as a political image for a second here, because I think it relates to my dream. So I've had that dream before too, where I'm kind of on the edge of the world, coming up against the membrane of it, the exterior shell, and I'm kind of looking out past that curtain into what's outside of the known. So when you stand on that edge and you look outside, I think that's where you want to place yourself politically. I truly believe this. I truly believe you want to place yourself on the edge of conservatism, and you want to look out, because there's two other options. The other option is too conservative, so you stand on what's known and you only look inwards to what is known. So you only look at the structures that we have, and it can start to get weird. You can start to put fake gods on a pedestal. The book of Exodus goes through this brilliantly, how things become callous, and then the people have to leave the tyranny of Egypt for the desert obviously being the unknown. Jordan Peterson's done a great job at detailing that out too. But the biblical stories, that's exactly what they're supposed to detail out, is that Egypt has gotten too callous. It's the people who stand on the edge and look inwards. They don't look outwards. They're only looking at what we've already built. And they only want to stay conservative. They don't want to introduce any new ideas. And when you do that, you're just going to watch everything decay, because there's still entropy in the world and your pyramids are going to fall apart. It's what happens. What you want to do is you want to look out. You want to stand on firm ground and look out and see what you can bring in. Now, if you stand outside, then you have no footing. then you're hanging onto the edge of the cliff by your fingernails going, you know, what do I have to stand on? I'm an atheist. I don't really believe in anything. There's no religion. I'm not connected to a religion. And you lose connection from what is known, from what we have from the solid ground. And then you start to wander out into the abyss. And I think that could lead to an equal amount of trouble as being on the ground of the known, being on the ground of the conservative and only looking in. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of explaining how people get too liberal and they float into the far left, and people who get too conservative and they float into the far right. I hope that makes sense there. I think what you're actually supposed to do is stand on solid ground. Go, you know what? We kind of need religion. We kind of need some of these conservative values. Capitalism seemed to work, but we should be looking out. We should be looking out into the unknown, seeing what we can bring in. What new ideas can go and match with these ones? What can make them better? You know, how can we build the structure even higher? But you need to look out. You need to look for new materials in order to do that. So I don't know if any of that made any sense, but that's how I viewed that dream. I think there's a ton of different ways you can pull it apart. You could see me as consciousness, and the rope as my conscience, and the unknown as the unknown. I don't know. There's probably alchemical ways to view it. There's probably religious ways to view my dream, but I always took it as kind of like a political stance because it makes sense to me. It makes sense that there's ground that you should stand on. It would make sense that that's conservative ground because conservatives want to protect what is known to have worked. So the systems of old that are known to have worked, and liberals are more, they're a little bit more chaotic because they have to be open to the new ideas that could come in and could change things, could uproot the evil and the calloused civilization and can renew it, can make it new, right? It's the return to the Lazarus pit in a way. So again, it could be complicated to view the dream that way, but I think that's what it means. I think that's how it makes sense to me. If you guys have any other interpretations of this dream, please let me know down below in the comments because there's so many different ways you could take it, and I would love to hear from you guys. And again, if you guys have dreams that you want to share and you want me to break them down on this channel, I would have a much easier time at doing that than I would analyzing my own dreams, most likely. Again, I'm probably not going to analyze them perfectly. I'm still pretty young. I've only been doing dream analysis for, well, probably 5 or 6 years now, but I'm not like super studied in it. You know, I'm not like an expert, I would say. So I'm working my way up there, but I love doing these videos, and I hope they inspire other people to write their dreams down, analyze them, try to find the deeper meaning there, because there is. A lot of people think dreams are just nonsense, like they're just cartoons that play for you while you sleep. It's not what it is, man. Like, people say all the time, like, you're lazy because you sleep 10 hours a night, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I get so much from my dreams. I get so much from them. And what I take into reality the next day is so useful to me. You know, people say that you could sleep when you're dead. It's not the same at all. Death and dreaming are worlds apart. You can learn so much from your dreams. And I also sleep 10 hours a night because I exhaust myself every day. There's other reasons why I sleep that long, but partly because I don't want to wake up early. I want to get everything that I can. You know, if my body's telling me, hey, stay asleep, I got more to tell you, I want to listen to it. And what I can write down, what I can remember, I want to analyze, and I want to get better at analyzing it. I want to get better at understanding my own unconscious and the collective unconscious. And hopefully, through doing this work on this channel, I can carry on the works of Carl Jung and Marie-Louise von Franz and all of the great Jungian students. So yeah, hopefully you guys find these videos educational. If you don't, hopefully you find them at least entertaining. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends to help boost this channel and the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, it means the world to me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.